Hi everyone, let me ask you a question. Have you ever tried to explain what you do to your family and friends and gotten a blank look? Or is fear holding you and your online business back right now? Now, if you answered yes to either of those, you're going to love this month's free newsletter. How do you get a copy? Head on over to writecom.com now. And by the way, if you want to make more money with your online business, you are going to love our coffee bean money making idea inside. So head over to Writecom, that's WRITECOME.com, and you'll find the newsletter waiting for you over there. Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very welcome to today's podcast episode from writecom.com. And today's podcast episode is entitled, How Do You Start Content Creation? Now, if I was to sum this up and make this the shortest podcast episode ever, I would just say you start creating content. But a lot of us, unfortunately, believe that we need a lot of things before we start our content creation. Now, be that blog posts, be it podcast episodes, whatever form that content is in, a lot of us believe that we need to read a load of books, or we need to watch a load of videos, or we need to get some type of degree or some kind of qualification before we can create content. But you don't really need anything at all. You know, I would say that, the easiest probably content that you will ever create is just turning on an app here that I'm using, the Anchor.fm app, and just recording a podcast as you're sitting in your car. Or just holding your mobile phone up your face, turn on the camera and just speak to camera and just record a couple of videos. But a lot of us kind of, see what everybody else is doing. They have all these kind of fancy studio backdrops. They have all these kind of ring lights. They have all these fancy microphones and these kind of booms and all this different stuff. And a lot of us don't, create content because we believe that we need all the bells and whistles before we create our content. So if I was to say anything to you is to stop looking around for all the most expensive equipment or thinking that you need all the information to start creating content, because basically content creation is something that you are going to learn how to do. It's going to be a skill that you are going to learn how to do. You're going to be terrible in the start, and the more content you put out, the better you're going to get at it. The more confident you're going to get at it, the more you'll find an audience, and then you'll be able to find out what that audience needs help with, and then you'll be able to kind of, almost like a rocket ship, turn in the direction of the target that you need to go in and just kind of zigzag your way until you find your place online. Now, something I heard somebody say the other day on TikTok, and it's a great piece of advice, and I want to share it here with you. And that is, if you are thinking of creating content, always go for the cheapest option. What is the cheapest app that you could be recording your content on? What is the cheapest piece of software that you could be recording or maybe editing videos? What is the cheapest platform that you can put your written content on? Now, the reason you should look for the cheapest option is because money-wise, you don't want to spend a fortune on some type of expensive software that you mightn't even need to use, or maybe that's complicated. And again, too, the other reason you shouldn't actually spend much on any equipment or anything you are going to use in the beginning is because you will find that there will be some tools that you will use a lot, and there will be other tools that you won't use. Now, someone was saying, when you go for the cheapest option, you will find that there will be a couple of things that we'll use regularly, and you'll find that that limited software mightn't give you as many options as other maybe more expensive software could do, or it mightn't give you different effects or whatever. And you will find then that when you are using things, you're going to find out what you use every day, what you don't use, and then you can leave those things aside that you don't use, and then the things that you are focused on using every day, well, then you can upgrade them. You can buy a more expensive camera or a more expensive microphone or a more expensive kind of piece of software for editing your videos. But right now in the beginning, you probably don't know exactly what you want to do. Do you? You may have maybe an idea of maybe you're going to favour maybe written content, maybe compared to video content. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable holding a camera up to your face and speaking to camera. So you can go down that route, but that doesn't mean that you're always going to stay that way. You may venture into maybe podcasting. You may venture into recording videos. And again, start off with the cheapest options. Don't buy really expensive microphones when you're starting off, or expensive digital cameras or whatever. Go for the very cheapest option. option. And then, you're not spending a fortune. You're going to find out, well, something, I need to upgrade this, or I need better equipment, and then spend the money then when you know exactly what direction you're going in. So if I was to say anything to you today when it comes to content creation, stop holding off. Stop looking for, having enough knowledge or having the right equipment. See what is the most basic piece of equipment you can record your content on today. And if the only piece of equipment you have right now is your mobile phone, go over to wherever you get your apps from. Get the Anchor.fm app and start recording your podcast episodes as you're sitting in the car, just like I'm doing right here. Or just turn on your camera. Maybe, get your TikTok app and start recording videos, walking around, walking your dog, standing somewhere, somewhere quiet where you can get a few minutes to yourself, or even in your car, hold up your camera up to your face and record a couple of videos and put them on TikTok or something like that. And you will find that over time, your content in the beginning, it's going to be terrible. So stop holding off until you think you are going to get it perfect. It's better putting out a lot of really bad content right now when nobody knows you, when nobody is reading your blog, when nobody is watching your videos. And then by the time your audience comes along in the weeks and months ahead, you'll be better polished, you'll be more confident, you'll be better on camera, you'll sound better, and the content that you'll be creating will be a lot better. So if I was to say anything to anyone right now who's asking a question like, when can I start, or what should I do creating content, just start, and start with the most basic things. Find out what you like, what you don't like, what software you need to upgrade, what equipment you do need, but buy the cheapest stuff right now, and then see in the future what's useful to you and what's not useful to you, and you're going to save yourself a fortune by doing that. So give that a go, and if you have any questions, you can always send an email to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com, and I can cover some of these topics in this podcast here. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Writecom.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.